The answer to my question for myself on Saturday about whether I was just tired or the weight was heavy, turns out it was just I was tired. 260 today was a lot kind of in line. Well, a lot. It was easier than the 255, but it wasn't like super easier. It's still heavier, but I got through the exercises I think more easily than I did the 255. So I think I was definitely just tired from working out 2 days in a row, but this moved very well. The squats, I'm super happy with how these are progressing. I am pushing them a little bit more and more each workout, by design of the program. But even then, it just feels like everything's just it. I'm. It's not like I don't feel like I'm putting in substantially more effort per workout. It just feels like it's progressively feeling the same every set that I do, which is honestly ideal. That's what I want to get. That means that I'm progressing properly with my strength and I'm getting the right amount of development in my form when doing these. So this is very promising, and I'm very happy with how these are going. I don't think 260 is or 260. I don't think 270 is going to be too difficult on Saturday. It is not close. Well, it is. Or it is. It's close. It is not the maximum I've had on my 5x5. That will be the next cycle, but it's close to it, and it might take a little bit of effort to get through. I got to make sure that I am utilizing every bit of my legs and not falling back to relying on my back. That is something that did happen on a couple reps in this. No, it was the third set, I believe, where I kind of wasn't lifting as much with my legs. And in the fourth and fifth sets, I really focused on making sure that I was utilizing my legs, my hips to push instead of my lower back. You can see that these look a lot cleaner than the third set. So just kind of that minor auto regulation as I'm going through and doing these to make sure that I'm doing this properly. And that's kind of a common theme throughout these sets today. I had a similar situation during my deadlifts, which we'll kind of get to once we get to that point in my workout. The fifth set, again, nothing really too crazy. I'm just feeling really, really nice. And just the consistency of being able to come in and do this is something that I'm very happy with, that I've developed the ability to do 3 times a week. And I mean, overall, this isn't the heaviest weight in the world. 260 pounds is not a lot of weight for somebody who's wanting to do powerlifting. But it's on the path to get to a point to where I will be doing more weight. And I've yet to hit a wall with squats yet, but I'm looking forward to see what that's going to be. On to bench press, did 165 for 5 sets of 5. The only downside is that Spotify crashed in the middle of my bench press workouts, and so I was so frustrated trying to get it to launch because I didn't realize that the whole service was down that I forgot to record my 4th set. But for the first 5, for the sets I do have recorded, I was a little nervous. Just thinking about going in and doing this. 165 is really close to my max on bench. I think I was able to safely do 175, but even then it was kind of just barely. And this 165 just moved very easily. I'm genuinely surprised with how well that it went. And it's testament that, like with squats, my thought process with this and the way I'm trying to develop my strength is working. And I really want to see where I can go with this. I think if I can get to 185 for a set of 5 on bench, so that would be in about a month and a half from now, I think that I will finally be able to do a 225 pound bench. That's been a goal of mine for 2 years now, and I haven't been able to get close to it. I've been stuck at 215 since I think February of 2020, and I just have not been able to break that threshold. And I am not really working too hard at it. It's just kind of a secondary thing to where I'm really trying to get that 500-pound deadlift because I really want to prove to myself that I can do that, through my own training without having to work with a professional coach. Just kind of figure out this problem by myself and get through it. And if I can accomplish a secondary goal of getting a 2-plate deadlift in the meantime, or 2-plate bench press in the meantime, then I'm going to be extremely happy with myself. I'm progressing very well in my strength. I think realistically, I'm back at the point where I was last year when I tore my shoulder, where I was at the strongest I've ever been. And I'm feeling much the same right now. Deficit deadlifts, I found an old pair of socks and I cut the tops of the socks off just because I'm tired of getting myself rug burn on the inside of my elbows. One thing I was focusing on in these sets, in the first two, was each rep taking the care to make sure that I set properly, pulled the rep, got it, broke it from the ground with getting the proper tension, and then just pulling things through. So the first two sets were really good. And the second one was just kind of exemplifying that as well, to where I came down, got in position, thought it through, set, broke the rep, or broke the weight, lifted, reset. Broke the weight, lifted, reset. And it's very clean throughout all 5 reps here. I'm very happy with my hip positioning. It's a lot cleaner, and I really want to see how this translates over to my conventional deadlifts. Now, the third set, I think I was too caught up in just getting done and just going through the weight. I was, I'm halfway through the deadlift workout at this point. I'm almost done with my entire session. And so I just kind of sat down, got up to it, and then just ripped it. So my form is not super good. The last rep on this one, I really felt it. So you can see I'm just kind of speeding through, whereas before I was really taking time and care to reset between each rep. And this last rep right here was not good. I was not happy with that after I finished. And so I made sure to make a conscious note that going in my 4th and 5th sets, I need to take time and reset between each rep. So I took time walking over, thinking things through, and thinking, this is how I need to approach this, get set in position, get down, and just take my time. There's no rush here. I'm working in my own time. So set, pull, and go through. Set, break the weight, pull. And the 4th and 5th set were much more in line with the 1st and 2nd, and I think honestly a little bit better. I really liked my starting position, where I was able to get down and start with that. Though on, I think this rep, it might have been this one, or in the 5th set, I just racked the shit out of my my left shin, and I in my head was just like, oh my god, this really hurts. But I just had to keep pulling through it. Got a nice little knot on the shin from that, which seems to happen to me at least once every week with one of these sessions. So it's just a matter of getting out of sequence when pulling the weight. I'm getting it too fast before my legs get out of the way. That one could have been a little bit better, but the reset is nice. See, now these, looking at them now, I could stand to get my my waist up higher, start actually getting the weight up before my legs straighten out entirely. But it is a lot of development on the hips. Overall, I'm still fairly satisfied with how things went, but there are definitely things that I could improve. And that also just comes to getting used to doing deficit deadlifts. This is only the 3rd time I've done it in a workout, but just keep going at it and seeing what I can figure out.